One thing I'm sure of, Mike, you're going to like this fellow. His name is Jim Donaldson. He's a big, raw-boned country boy and has an uncanny knack of handling wild animals. There's just one thing I want to warn you about. Jim is slightly gun-shy. Not in the usual way. He just doesn't like to pull triggers. He prefers to convince them with his bare hands. And that goes for anything from a jackrabbit to a rhinoceros. And that's what I like about him. He's a zoologist and not a killer. I won't be there to bring him back alive, so it's up to you to send him back alive. You know, as I know, that anything can happen in the jungle.
Hello. Yes, he is. Mr. Donaldson again.
All right, let me in. Hello? Hello, Jim. Yes, I'm just finishing it. Oh, you haven't to worry in the world. No. He'll be delighted that you're taking my place. I know it, Jim, but I can't be in Washington and at the same time. Now, wait a minute. I'll read you what I've written. Give me that page that you typed, will you please, Miss Wilson? Here you are, Jim. Mr. McGill-Rodzinski, Belang, Brazil. Dear Mike, lean up against something solid. I've got bad news for you. The trek up the Amazon we planned is off, at least for me. I waited till the last minute to tell you because I knew how disappointed you'd be. But Uncle Sam comes first, and I've got to stick around where I'll be handy. But now I've got some good news for you. As a young fellow, a protege of mine, I'm sending in my place. I know you'll treat him exactly as you would me, and you'll get a kick out of his enthusiasm and the way he tackles his job. Yeah? Oh, that'll be all right. Now, the rest of the letter, Jimmy, is not important. It's just a sales talk about you, and I know you'll live up to it. Now, calm down and no more telephone calls. What? Oh, the money and the tickets. Oh, Miss Wilson will bring those over to you. And by the way, Jim, since you're taking my tickets and my money and my trip, let's make a clean sweep of it. I'm going to give you that ring of mine that you've been admiring, and I hope it brings you the same good luck it's always brought me. You just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut and listen to Mike. He knows all the answers that you think you know. I'll be down here to see you off. Goodbye. Finish that, Miss Wilson. I'll sign it. We'll get it off by air mail. I envy that boy. My letter to Mike Rodzinski goes on its way from New York to Brazil, our great sister republic, the largest of all South American countries. Full of its strange exotic beauty, Brazil has an area of more than 3.25 million square miles. Chief coffee producer of the world, Brazil is also abundant in gold, rice, cotton, sugar, and tobacco. More importantly, Brazil is bound to the United States by ties of culture and governmental brotherhood. Good neighborliness is more than an empty phrase, and friendship has a real meaning. The principal city is famed Rio de Janeiro, capital of the nation, and capital also of fun and frolic, gaiety and glamour. My letter, however, is not flying down to Rio. It flies instead to Belang. Belang lies at the mouth of the Amazon like a jewel in velvet. The city is bound on one side by the jungle, on another by the sea, and on a third by the Amazon itself. The sea and the river slash at the borders of the town like knives, and the jungle, fierce as any wild animal, forever raids its boundaries. These are some of the natives of Belang, part of Brazil's 46 million friendly people. Radzinsky's home. The Villanina, named for his wife, with a postman bringing my letter. Mike's houseboy meets the postman. The letter is destined to send Jimmy Donaldson into conflict with the jungle, into hand-to-hand fighting with Red Anaconda and ferocious jacare. Radzinsky himself comes out. Mike is not a large man, but he's hard as nails, and he has a way with animals. As Mike reads the letter, his wife and daughter join him. Preparations for the adventure must be made. Native boys must be sent ahead into the jungle to establish a camp. Transportation must be arranged for. The ship comes into harbor, and there's Jim Donaldson, the big fellow on the left, with Clyde, an associate, who also happens to be a friend of Radzinsky's. The waterfront, alive with activity. A fleet of river cargo boats. These picturesque craft play an important... Jim, of course, is excited over the great variety of bird life. Even Mike, to whom this trip is something of an old story, feels his pulse quicken. A rare crested blue heron alights, and egrets are everywhere. The plumage of these rare and beautiful birds is protected by government decree. Now in quiet waters so still they hold no hint of danger, they come to the jungle's edge. Mike leaps ashore, and Jim, for the first time, sets foot in the mysterious, the fierce, the untamed.